The average American homeowner spends over 70 hours a year pushing a mower back and forth across the same grass, week after week. And, between the gas, the fertilizer, the weed killer, and the water bill, that little green rectangle out front costs you somewhere between $900 and $1,800 every single year. But there are 11 ground cover plants that, once you put them in the ground this June, will never ask you to mow again. Your neighbors will think you hired a landscaper. You didn't. You just stopped feeding the lawn care industry. Before we get to the list, one thing about that grass has to be said out loud. According to the EPA, outdoor water use accounts for more than 30% of total household water, and the biggest share of that goes straight onto the lawn. A household running sprinklers for 20 minutes a day, 7 days a week, uses the equivalent of a full year's worth of showers. Ground covers cut that water bill in half or more, because their root systems hold moisture instead of letting it run off down the sidewalk. The lawn care industry sells billions of dollars in chemicals, seed, equipment, and service contracts every year for a plant that was never supposed to grow in most of the country anyway. Kentucky bluegrass is a European import, and keeping it alive in a Texas summer or an Arizona suburb takes constant intervention. The ground covers on this list evolved to handle real conditions without your help. 2 ground rules before we start. First, every plant here comes with a UAEA hardiness zone range. If you garden outside that range, the plant will struggle or die, so check your zone before you spend a dime. Second, ground covers do not grow overnight. Every option on this list needs 1 to 2 seasons to close ranks and form solid carpet that replaces your lawn. Be patient with the first year, because the second year pays you back with interest. Number 11. White clover. Start with the cheapest, toughest, and most forgiving option on the entire list. White clover handles zones 3 through 10, takes full sun to part shade, tolerates foot traffic, drought, poor soil, and the kind of neglect that would kill a lawn in 2 weeks. A 1-pound bag of seed covers about 1,000 square feet and costs somewhere around $8 to $12. That same area in sod runs hundreds, and the sod still needs mowing. Clover fixes nitrogen from the air and feeds it directly into the soil through its roots, which means it makes its own fertilizer. Your lawn needs a bag of nitrogen every spring. Clover never will. The white flower heads bloom from late spring through fall, and honeybees treat them like an all-you-can-eat buffet. If you've noticed fewer bees in your neighborhood, your chemicals sprayed, weekly mowed lawn is part of the reason. Overseed clover straight into an existing lawn by raking out any bare patches, scattering the seed and watering daily for 2 weeks. Within a season, it fills every gap the grass left behind. Within 2 seasons, the clover wins and the mower goes back in the garage. Number 10. Creeping thyme. If clover is the workhorse, creeping thyme is the showpiece. It grows 2 to 4 inches tall in zones 3 through 9, spreads into a dense mat, and erupts into pink or purple flowers every summer. Walk across it on a warm evening and it releases an herb garden scent that no lawn has ever produced. Creeping thyme is drought tolerant once established and genuinely wants poor, well-drained soil, the exact conditions where lawn grass yellows and dies. Full sun is the one firm requirement. In shade, thyme thins out and loses its carpet density. The cost comparison puts thyme in a different bracket than clover. Seed runs roughly $7 to $14 per 1,000 square feet, but germination takes 2 to 4 weeks and full coverage takes 2 growing seasons. Plugs planted about a foot apart close the gaps faster, though each plug runs a few dollars. The budget move is seed with patience as the second ingredient. Once established, the only maintenance is a light trim after bloom if you want a tidier look, and you will never, at any point, push a mower across it. Number 9. Mazes. Mazes reptans is the ground cover for the spots where everything else quits. That strip between the sidewalk and the street, the shady walkway where grass grows in sad, thin patches, the damp corner behind the downspout. Mazes handles all of it. It grows in zones 3 through 9, tolerates shade, handles regular foot traffic, and spreads fast enough to fill problem areas within a single season. The flowers are small, bluish-purple with white and yellow centers, and they bloom from spring through early summer. The foliage stays green and tight to the ground at about 2 inches tall. Mazes prefers consistently moist soil, so it does better in the spots your lawn hated most, the shady, damp zones where mold and bare mud used to be the only options. Plant plugs about 8 to 10 inches apart and keep them watered through the first summer. After that, the carpet thickens on its own and chokes out weeds without any help from you. For anyone tired of nursing grass in a spot where grass clearly does not want to grow, mazes is the straight answer. Number 8. Creeping sedum. If your yard bakes in full sun and the soil drains like a colander, creeping sedum was made for you. This succulent ground cover thrives in the hot, dry, rocky conditions that turn lawn grass into straw. Zones 3 through 9, full sun, almost zero water once established. The fleshy leaves store moisture the way a cactus does, and the plant spreads into a thick mat of green, gold, or red depending on the variety. One honest limitation belongs right up front. Sedum does not handle heavy foot traffic. The stems and leaves are brittle, and a busy walkway will crush them. Use sedum on slopes, along borders, in rock gardens, and across open areas where you look at the ground more than you walk on it. Plant cuttings or plugs in spring, spacing them about 8 inches apart, and water lightly for the first few weeks. After that, ignore them. Sedum fills faster than you expect, crowds out weeds, and the only maintenance is pulling any stray grass that wanders in from the neighbors. For a yard that feels like a parking lot in July, sedum turns a liability into something worth looking at. Number 7. Pennsylvania sedge. Every plant so far has wanted sun. Pennsylvania sedge is the answer for shade. It's a native grass-like plant that grows 6 to 8 inches tall in zones 3 through 8, handles dry shade, wet shade, and the deep shadow under mature trees where lawn grass surrenders completely. Plant it and mow once or twice a year if you want a manicured look, or never mow at all and let it grow into a soft, flowing meadow. Either way, it never needs fertilizer, rarely needs water after the first year, and deer leave it alone. The Missouri Botanical Garden lists it as a ground cover and lawn substitute for shady areas, and the fact that it's native to eastern and central North America means it already knows your climate. Plugs planted about a foot apart fill in within 2 seasons. Seed is cheaper but slower, taking a full year to establish a solid stand. For anyone with a big shade tree and a bald patch underneath where the grass gave up years ago, sedge is the plant that was already supposed to be there. Number 6. Ajuga. Ajuga goes by bugleweed, and the name gives you a fair warning. This plant spreads. It spreads through runners the way strawberries do, and in zones 3 through 9 it fills shady beds, slopes, and border strips with a dense carpet of bronze, purple, or dark green leaves that choke out weeds without chemicals. In late spring, short spikes of blue-purple flowers cover the entire mat, and pollinators work them hard. The visual effect from a distance looks like a low blue haze floating above the ground, and it lasts about 3 weeks. After bloom, the foliage stays thick and tight for the rest of the season. The caution with ajuga is containment. Plant it next to a lawn and it will invade that lawn happily without asking. The solution is a physical edge, a paver border, a sidewalk, or a bed edging sunk a few inches into the soil. Inside that boundary, ajuga fills and holds ground better than almost any shade plant on this list. Outside it, you will be pulling runners out of places you never intended, so give it walls. Plant plugs 8 to 12 inches apart in spring, water through the first summer, and by next year the carpet is solid. Number 5. Sweet woodruff. Sweet woodruff is the shade ground cover that smells like freshly cut hay, and it solves a specific problem better than anything else on this list. If you have a black walnut tree, you already know the frustration. Black walnuts produce juglone, a chemical that poisons most plants within the drip line. Lawns thin out, flowers die, and the circle under the tree becomes a wasteland. Sweet woodruff tolerates juglone. It grows in zones 4 through 9, prefers partial to full shade, and forms a dense weed-suppressing carpet about 6 to 12 inches tall. The foliage is fine-textured and arranged in whorls along the stem. In late spring, small white star-shaped flowers cover the patch, and the scent carries on warm evenings. Penn State Extension notes sweet woodruff as a functional garden plant with a long history in European shade gardens. Plant it where other shade plants have failed, especially under problem trees, and give it consistently moist soil for the first season. After that, it fills on its own and returns year after year with no input from you. For dry shade, it can thin out, so pair it with sedge in the driest spots and let woodruff take the moister ground. If these alternatives are making that mower look unnecessary, take a second and subscribe. This channel covers budget gardening every week, and unlike your lawn care bill, subscribing is free. Number 4. Corsican mint. Corsican mint grows barely an inch tall, hugs the ground like paint, and releases a clean mint fragrance every time you step on it. It's the ground cover for pathways between stepping stones, the edges of a patio, and any small area where you want green carpet that smells like a garden should. Zones 6 through 9 give it the best performance, though it can survive down to Zone 5 in sheltered spots. Partial shade to full shade, consistently moist soil, and protection from baking afternoon sun. Corsican mint is not a full lawn replacement for wide-open sunny yards, and it won't take heavy daily foot traffic the way clover or thyme will. Its niche is the walkway accent, the patio border, the small shaded courtyard where a lawn was always overkill anyway. A flat of plugs runs about $15 to $20 and covers a small pathway area. Space them about 6 inches apart and keep them watered through the first growing season. The fragrance alone is worth the price of admission, and once established, this mint fills every gap between the stones and needs nothing from you beyond the occasional drink in a dry spell. Number 3. Blue Star Creeper. Blue Star Creeper is the ground cover that wins people over before they even learn its name. It grows about 2 to 4 inches tall, spreads steadily through zones 5 through 9, and covers itself in tiny blue star-shaped flowers from spring through fall. The bloom period outlasts everything else on this list, and the color is the kind of soft blue that makes a whole yard look more expensive than it is. It handles full sun to part shade, tolerates light to moderate foot traffic, and, once established, fills in between pavers, along borders and across open ground with a thick, weed-resistant mat. It's not quite as cold-hardy as clover or thyme, so gardeners in zones 3 and 4 should look at those two instead. But from zone 5 on south, Blue Star Creeper is the ground cover people stop their cars to ask about. Plant plugs about 8 to 10 inches apart in spring. Keep them watered through the first summer, and by the following spring you have a carpet of blue that didn't cost you a single afternoon behind a mower. For front yard curb appeal, this plant punches well above its price. Number 2. Brass buttons. Brass buttons, or leptonella, is the ground cover for the gardener who wants something that looks like a miniature fern carpet and can handle being walked on daily. Certain varieties of leptonella are dense enough to hold up under regular foot traffic, and one cultivar, miniature brass buttons, can tolerate a car driving over it once or twice a day. That kind of toughness is rare in any ground cover, let alone one that looks this delicate. Zones 4 through 9, part sun to part shade, evenly moist soil. The foliage is fine and feathery, dark green to bronze depending on variety, and it forms a mat barely an inch tall. Small yellow button-shaped flowers appear in summer, low and close to the ground. This is not the plant for a bone-dry sunny slope. Brass buttons want some moisture and some shade during the hottest part of the day. Give it those two things and it rewards you with a dense, walkable surface that people mistake for something out of a botanical garden. Plugs planted 8 to 10 inches apart in spring will knit together within a season in ideal conditions. 2 seasons to full coverage in cooler or drier spots. The visual texture sets it apart from every other plant on this list, and for a patio garden, a courtyard, or a small front yard where you want green carpet with personality, Brass Buttons delivers. Number 1. Creeping Phlox. Creeping Phlox takes the top spot because it solves the 2 biggest complaints people have about replacing their lawn. The first complaint is that ground covers look boring. Creeping Phlox explodes into color every spring. Blanket pink, purple, white, lavender, and bicolor flowers, so thick you can't see the leaves underneath. For 3 to 4 weeks, the entire ground surface becomes a wall of bloom, and from the street it looks like someone rolled out a floral carpet. The second complaint is slopes. If you've ever tried to mow a hillside, you know it's miserable at best and dangerous at worst. Creeping Phlox was designed for slopes. It grows 4 to 6 inches tall in zones 3 through 9, handles full sun and well-strained soil. And its trailing stems root as they spread, which means it holds the slope in place while it covers it. No more pushing a mower sideways across a hill, no more erosion after every rain. Plant plugs or gallon pots about 12 to 15 inches apart in spring. Water through the first summer. After bloom, a light shearing encourages denser growth and occasionally triggers a smaller fall rebloom. Within 2 seasons, a bare slope becomes the showpiece of the whole yard. The bloom period is seasonal, not year-round. So pair Creeping Phlox with a low evergreen ground cover like sedum or thyme in the flat areas. And let the phlox own the slopes and borders where its spring display stops traffic. A yard of Creeping Phlox in April looks like something out of a magazine cover, and your total investment was a flat of plugs and 2 summers of patience. Put all 11 together and the picture changes. Clover and thyme handle the sunny open ground, sedge and woodruff take the shade. Mazes fills the damp trouble spots, sedum covers the hot, dry slopes. Phlox owns the hillsides and borders. Brass Buttons and Blue Star Creeper give patios and pathways a finished look. Corsican Mint adds fragrance where you walk. Ajuga fills the gaps between everything else. Between the water you stop wasting, the gas you stop burning, the fertilizer you stop buying, and the weekends you stop losing, the numbers run somewhere around $1,000 a year that stays in your pocket instead of going to the lawn care industry. The upfront cost of plugs and seed for a typical suburban yard runs less than half of 1 year's lawn care expenses, and the second year costs nothing. Your lawn was designed to need you. These plants were designed to handle themselves. The mower goes in the garage, the sprinkler schedule goes in the trash, and the yard looks better for it. That trade only moves in one direction. If this kind of honest, money-saving gardening is what you're after, there's plenty more like it on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.